Welcome everyone to today's webinar. My name is Scott Mizsak, Technical Specialist here at ATG. The webinar topic today is Civil 3D Collaboration with BIM360. This webinar is being recorded, so it should be up on our website shortly thereafter this conclusion. If you do have any questions, feel free to put them into the chat. If I feel that the question warrants me stopping, I will go ahead and stop and answer the question right away. If I think it can wait till the end of the presentation, I'll go ahead and wait from there. And then when I'm done, I'll go ahead and open up discussion again. So go ahead and put anything that you want inside the chat. So again, this webinar is on Civil 3D collaboration with BIM360. Problem we have with Civil 3D is projects consist of many drawings utilizing X references and data shortcuts. Well, the problem is that when you use that data shortcut folder, you can't share that up on the web. And that was the biggest problem, was people built a lot of their projects using Civil 3D with X reference and data shortcuts. And yes, I can put that drawing up into BIM360, but it had a hard time referencing that data shortcut. Well, now I have that ability to actually take the data shortcut folder and the drawings and actually store all of it in BIM360 and then open it directly in Civil 3D. So the webinar today, we're going to look at inside BIM360, the project admin side, the document management side, and then we're going to jump into Civil 3D and we're going to look at setting a data shortcut folder before and after the installation of a desktop connector app, and then publishing a surface for collaboration with Revit. So in the past, when you set a working folder, it used to look like this. You'd have all the drives that you had available for you, C drive and all your network drives. But now with that desktop connector app, you actually get the ability to actually store things in BIM360. So you can see I have an ATG BIM360 Civil 3D, and then a civil design team, and then Scott's, and then I got a demo folder in there. I now have that capability of storing all this information in that location. But before I can store it in that location, what do I have to do to get that location to actually exist? So the first thing I need to do is in that BIM360 Civil 3D location is I need to go into the project admin. First, I have to be assigned to that by the site manager. So the site manager came in, assigned me access, and gave me the role of manager. And then in here, I have project admin rights. Mine are turned on. I have rights to insight. I have rights to document management. I don't have rights to project management. And then I have rights to design collaboration. So the first thing my site manager did was he went in and he updated our BIM360 site. He created a new folder called ATG BIM360 Civil 3D, and he gave me rights to be project admin to this location. Now that I've been given rights to that location, I came through and I went and built my own folder. So as project admin, I can create new folders under that location. And again, however, the site admin must create the original ATG BIM360 and give me those rights. Excuse me, those rights. Now that I have that folder saved in my BIM360, I'm going to go into Civil 3D. Now, due to internet connections and all that, I went and pre-recorded this. So what we're going to do is we're going to watch a simple 4-minute video, and I'm going to talk over the video while it's going, and we can see what's going on. So inside Civil 3D 2020, you can see that I've already brought in my survey points, I've corrected everything, and I have built a surface with break lines already. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that we are running Civil 3D 2020.2. The 0.2 is critical. One way to check is if you go to the Start menu, you will see the interface has changed. And note that there is actually file type, cloud or local. Now that I've confirmed that I'm on 2020.2 and I've installed the Desktop Connector app, I'm going to go ahead and save my drawing. Well, when I save my drawing, you will see that I have BIM360 on the left-hand side. So what I can do is I can navigate to all those folders. So I'm going through that design team, Scott's demo, and I'm going to save this as topo. So it's saving right now as topo. I'm going ahead and say save. This has now been saved to the cloud in my BIM360 account. Next thing I need to do is I need to create the data shortcut folder. Well, normally I have to just a local drive or somewhere on my network, but you will see with that Desktop Connector app, I can now navigate to BIM360. So I'm navigating to that Scott's demo folder, and I have the ability to set that working folder. I'm now going to create a project folder called demo in there. And now that that's been saved, I'm going to go ahead and create my data shortcut for my surface. And once I create this, you will see that the surface plus sign will pop up, but you'll look at that data shortcut folder and you'll actually see that it states BIM360 ATG and so on. So this has been saved. So what I want to do with most data shortcuts is I need to set this as no display. So when I bring this into my alignment profile drawing, everything is turned off. So I've opened up a new drawing with my proposed alignment. So I'm going to go ahead and save this drawing, call it alignment and profile. Again, I'll go ahead and click save, and it will give me the ability to save it right there into BIM360. So I'm going to save it there, and I'm going to call it A&P. Say save. You can see that my data shortcut folder is still set to that BIM360. So all I have to do is expand surfaces and create the reference for EG, accept the 1 foot, 5 foot contour interval. And now I need to do a X reference of all the line work. So I'm going to go into my X reference manager, attach a drawing, and again, you see the BIM360 on the left-hand side. Again, I will go ahead and navigate through down to my Scott's demo folder, and I'm going to X reference in the topo drawing. Now, I will go through, once everything's in there, I would go ahead and I would build my alignment, I would build my surface profile, go ahead and build my design profile. But let's go ahead and jump into the corridor drawing. So I'm now in the corridor drawing, and you'll see that I have shortcuts for the surface, the center line alignment, and the proposed. I didn't data shortcut in the surface because it wasn't really that necessary. All of this is stored up in BIM360. It makes things so much easier. Now that this is done, let's go ahead and actually go back and look at the BIM360 folder that I created. And inside that folder, you will see the data shortcut folder called demo that I created. You will see the A&P drawing that I created, the corridor drawing that I created, and the topo drawing that I created. With BIM360 and Civil 3D 2020.2, I can now collaborate in the cloud on an entire Civil 3D project. The benefit to this is I don't have to let anyone behind my firewall to do this. So, in conclusion, I'll do in conclusion, and then I'll go ahead and jump in and look at the BIM360 side, and then we'll look at the Civil 3D side. But in conclusion, Civil 3D and BIM360 can now collaborate for an entire project. For this to work, you need BIM360, obviously, project admin for that. You need Civil 3D 2020.2. If you have 2020 or 2020.1, it may look like it works, but it really won't work. You need that 0.2 update. And then you also need the Autodesk Desktop Connector. Once you have all three of those, once you have that Desktop Connector, BIM360 will now show up in the File Explorer. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and jump into my BIM360 account. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull this down because I have it set up. And you will see I have my Scott's demo folder with the data shortcut folder in there. So if I click on that, you see, hey, yep, shortcut folders, there's my shortcuts, alignments, profile, surfaces, everything is in there. There's my XMLs. Go ahead and jump back to the demo. You will see the alignment and profile drawing, last updated about 2 hours ago. The corridor drawing, 2 hours ago. My topo drawing, about 2 hours ago. If I come into the project admin site of this, click on my members, sign in, I was just there. And you will see, there I am, role BIM manager, but I've been given project admin rights. So I can control any folder that's underneath here. I have rights to the admin, insight, document management, project management, and collaboration. So once I had those rights, that's where I went back into the document management and gave myself the ability to create my Scott's demo folder. So now that I have a location in BIM360, I can actually jump into Civil 3D. From here, I can set my data shortcut working folder. And if I just go ahead and say set working folder, it will pop up. And this is one of the small downfalls with it, is that there is going to be a lag. This is, I have to go out to the internet through Civil 3D, through BIM360. So it's going to slow down a little bit, but I have that capability of putting things in the cloud. So there's my ATG, and go from there. Go ahead and cancel out of there. And when I save my drawing, I have the ability to, again, save it to the cloud. Whoops, can't really hit save. Should have done a save as for you to see it. So what I'm going to do is, when it's done saving, is I'm going to go ahead and show you the start menu on there. Again, you are going to see a little bit of a lag on this due to the fact that this is now communicating back and forth with the internet. And so it's updating the shortcut history right now because I opened up a drawing. And hopefully this will finish up. Go into my about, it's still thinking. So same thing with the data shortcut working folder. I have the ability to save it to BIM360. Come up here to the about, hit about Civil 3D, make sure that you are running Civil 3D 2020. And if you are, the new start menu should look a little bit different. And then the other big thing about here is the Autodesk Desktop Connector app. You have the capabilities of looking at pending actions on what are we doing in the software right now. I say that if you're not connected to BIM360, you actually disconnect from the Autodesk Desktop Connector just to help speed things up. Because yes, when you are connected to BIM360 here, it is going to slow things down a little bit. We'll see if I can get into here yet. No, I still can't get into there yet because now it wants to run through. Hey, there we go. Oops, and then I just double clicked my icon twice, so hopefully I didn't shut down my Civil 3D. We'll try my start menu. Oop, and I did, I shut down my Civil 3D, so let me fire it back up really quick so that you can see the start menu. I did get a question while I'm waiting for that to load up. Can you switch back and forth between BIM360 and your local server? Most definitely. All I have to do is change my data shortcut working folder from either BIM360 or to my local C drive, D drive, or a company network drive. So that is one of the benefits, is while I'm working locally and it's my company is the only one doing the project, you know what, I don't need BIM360 for that, but I only really need BIM360 for Civil 3D project is when I need someone to work on the project, but I don't want them to get behind my firewall. And that's the biggest reason for this, is for the people to work back and forth, but not have firewall issues. So we're going to go ahead and hit the start menu, and you can see the new interface in 2020.2. you will see I have corridor drawing, alignment and profile drawing, and a topo drawing, and they're all cloud-based. So these are stored up in the cloud, but then I have a data wizard, Legends, pipe designer, sheet generator, and some other ones that are stored locally. So you will see the difference just by cloud or a local machine. And then I also have the ability to say search recent or search by just the ones that are in BIM360, or then go to the just to the learning. And so again, the conclusion, you can now collaborate entire projects online. You just need an account to BIM360. You need Civil 3D 2020.2, the Autodesk Desktop Connector app. And when you have all three of those, BIM360 will then show up in your File Explorer.